Tuesday, 11:09 a.m., the day that I almost died. The day that my life almost ended. The day that everything I've tried to work for, everything I've tried to accomplish almost came to a screeching halt. It's not an exaggeration. I'm not trying to hype anything up too much. These are just the facts of the matter. The facts of the matter. It's going to be a very intense video. If you're not looking for an intense video, I wouldn't recommend you watch this video. But it is also going to be a very underwhelming video. I'm just going to warn you, and you'll find out why in a second. We are on the road to champion. I'm grinding it out here. I'm going to try not to edit this video too much. I don't know when you're watching this, if you're watching this in the future or not, but I have a 1.7 KD, 1.9 win-loss. I'm trying to do a video once a week where I can kind of chill out, do something different, change up the content a little bit. I don't want the content to get stale, or anything like that. Like I said, I'm not trying not to edit the video too much, but either way. Tuesday, 11:09 a.m. I'm walking to class. It's an ordinary day, completely normal. I'm going through my daily routine. I'm walking through the city on my normal route to class. And the city that I live in, actually, just to give you a little bit of context, just take a step back a little bit. The city that I live in actually used to be the poorest city in America. Now, just think about that for a second, because on the surface, it's like, okay, so, it's a poor city. No. There are 50 states in America, and the city that I live in was the poorest at one point in time. Not currently, but it used to be the poorest in America, not too long ago. So obviously, there's a lot of homeless people roaming around. There's tweakers doing drugs in the dark corners of the sidewalks, trying to spawn peek you or whatever. You don't feel safe, walking through the city and whatnot. So anywho, I'm walking to class. I'm doing my, little stroll, little strut, and I see in the distance, right? So just picture with me, if you will. I'm walking up a hill here, right? I'm going through the city, and I see this male figure in the distance, this man. And, if I did describe him to you, oh, there he is. He looked kind of like Castle right here. Kind of like Castle. He actually looked exactly like Castle, except he had a white shirt on, some ripped up skinny jeans, a black jacket, a hoodie up, and he was wearing a satchel around his waist, and he looked exactly like Castle. He had a fresh fade. He looked really attractive. So I see this guy in the distance, and at first I don't really think too much of it. I'm just walking to class. I see humans on my way to class all the time, right? So it's not out of the ordinary to see a human. However, this guy in particular, I don't know why. I was just like, he was just walking weird. You can kind of sense something suspicious is kind of going on. You just like some alarm was going off. I don't know why. I don't know what it was. I really can't explain it. But so I'm looking at this guy. He's looking at me. We are about I would say 75 meters apart right now. So we're a good solid distance apart. And he just keeps staring at me. And, I kind of try to break eye contact with him because I'm like, why? I felt uncomfortable. And then I kind of glance back over to him and he's still staring at me. Right? And slowly but surely, we're walking towards each other through the city on the hill, right? Now, just to give you a little bit more context, he's wearing a white shirt, like I said. However, in the city that I live in, due to gang violence, they have banned everybody from wearing white shirts or black shirts into the restaurants or bars or wherever you go in the city, right? They won't let you in. They won't serve you if you're wearing a white shirt or a black shirt. I know, it's a very ghetto rule, but remember, this guy's wearing a white shirt, so in my head, I tend to think of the worst case scenario every time. So I'm thinking wait a minute, this guy might be in a gang, he has a satchel on, and I started thinking I wonder what is in his satchel, does he have a weapon in his satchel? Because he was kind of holding it, he had one hand in his jacket pocket, one hand on his satchel, and he was walking like this, just it was just weird, it was just a weird situation, right? So, I'm terrible at the game. I keep walking towards him, he keeps walking towards me, we're just going about our daily routine. And then suddenly, he whips out an AR-15 and points it at my chest. You think I'm lying? He literally, we're 50 meters apart at this point. He opens up his satchel, grabs an AR-15. It might not have been an AR-15. It was a rifle though. He had a full-on rifle. And he points it at me. I'm just walking to class. It's a normal day. I'm going through my daily route. And this man who looks just like Castle, wearing a gang-related shirt, in my mind, maybe it was just a white shirt, who knows. But he whips out an AR-15 out of the satchel and points it at me like this. He closes one eye, aiming down the iron sight. He didn't have an ACOG, luckily, but it was still a rifle. He's aiming at me like this, one eye closed, just pointing it at me. And he held it there for about 5 seconds. Now, I don't know, I've heard stories of people when they're about to die, their brain will go into, it'll almost slow everything down, right? it'll hyper focus on the situation that you're in. And that happened to me for about a split second. For about a split second, I thought, I'm about to die. And I quickly like looked around, but there was nowhere to go. There was nowhere to go. And I don't know, I thought I was gonna die in that moment. But like that only happened for a split second. And after that split second, my body just, I don't know what happened in my brain. My brain just like chill out, stop thinking, I guess. I don't know what happened. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. He was pointing a rifle at me. And I just kept walking towards him because I was like, I don't know. In my mind, I was like, if I turn around and run, like, he's probably just going to shoot me. Like, I've heard people say, like, you should never turn around when someone points a gun at you, because if you turn around, then they'll just not have to look into your eyes when they shoot you. It's harder to shoot someone when you're looking into their eyes, I guess. Maybe that's a myth. I could be a complete idiot when I say that, but yeah, I just kept walking towards him. I kind of was thinking, like, you know, either he's going to shoot me or I'm going to make it to class. And I was already late to class, so I was like, you know what, I'm just going to keep walking. So I kept walking, and he's aiming a rifle at me. He's walking ADS just like this. A slow walk, aiming at me. He's aiming at me. And I get closer to him. He's holding it, and I get about 30 meters away from him. And he puts the rifle down. And when he puts the rifle down, I realize there was no rifle. He was just doing this. He was just doing that. But from 50 meters away, I can't see that. I can't see. I know, I'm an idiot. I know, I'm sorry. But yeah, basically he pulled out a fake rifle and he did it really fast, and like I couldn't see what he was grabbing in his satchel, and he whips it out and he aims it at me, and it's just some random guy in the street. He looks like he's in a game. He looks very sketchy. You know, his pants are around his knees. Like, I don't know why they're not around his waist. I'm freaking out. Like, I can't see from this far away that there's no, like, it just seems like the muzzle right here from my perspective, but he was just doing this with an air gun. So I know, I'm an idiot, so yeah, but at least I survived.